So this is my first attempt in making a brioche-inspired loaf with sourdough. It's completely sourdough, no commercial yeast added. We absolutely love in my family that sweet, delicious, tender, pull apart, like dinner rolls. And I really wanted something for French toast because my kids just love any pastries or anything sourdough. And any way that I can get some good probiotics and healthier bread and things like that in for my kids, I'm all for it. And plus, I just love me some sweet butter bread. I just love it. So I attempted to make this as a Japanese inspired or method, I guess you can say, where you take boiling water and you add it to the flour. Now, I'm not a professional baker by any means, so this is probably a video of what not to do than it is what to do. So I just want to inspire you to just, try it out. Have fun in the kitchen. Just, explore food if you're passionate about it like me. I absolutely love it. My grandparents, however, were professional bakers. So some people have the green thumb for, gardening, I guess you can say. I've got the flower thumb maybe for for baking. But I think it turned out pretty good as you saw at the beginning of the video. But here we're just mixing that boiling water with that flour to kind of develop this like sticky dough that we're then going to add in later that you'll see. But yeah, baking is just supposed to be, about fun, just enjoying yourself. So I just wanted to give this a go. We're just going to add a couple eggs. My husband was filming and our kids were going crazy in the background. So hopefully I think he did a pretty good job at holding the camera still. But anywho, we're just adding some eggs. And you can see in the background, this is actually, I think it's like a sweet leaven is what you call it. Levain. I don't know how you pronounce it. But it's where you take your ripe sourdough starter at its peak and you mix it with a certain amount of sugar and other flour. And you make it a certain way so that it can be used in certain recipes, as in like one for brioche or things like that. So that wasn't just like a regular sourdough starter. That takes like a whole day in itself to make. And this is me adding that kind of glutinous mixture of that boiling water and flour. And no, this is not a King Arthur ad. My husband is just all about making stuff look pretty in the background. So he's like, leave this there. It looks good, honey. I'm like, okay, they don't really want to see all that. But he's like, yeah, they do. Put it in there. So, but he put our little mug in the background. Is what I'm going to say in the background is, God is good, too blessed to be stressed. But there I added some sugar and some salt. And I always use brown sugar. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just love brown sugar and everything. We don't really have white sugar laying around. We always have brown sugar. So I know that has like a little higher moisture content, but I think it still turned out good. Like I said, I'm not no professional baker. We're not here trying to make things perfect. We're just trying to eat some nummy food, some nummies in our tummies, as my kid would say. And this is where you mix it a little bit and you start incorporating little pads of butter, about a whole stick of butter. And you want to do it little pads at a time and give about a minute in between each mixing so it incorporates fully. And then you want to keep mixing to develop those glutens so that you can get a nice window pane, which you'll see where you develop the glutens. They're nice and strong and where it doesn't break, as you saw at the beginning. Now you can see through it, hence why I call it window pane. So we got that done, and then we're going to just let it rest for a little minute or so. I think it's about an hour or so you let it rest after you develop the glutens. And then we're just going to do one set of stretch and folds. You'll see at the end, it started getting a little bit like where it didn't want to like cooperate with me, like your hair on a bad hair day, ladies. It didn't want to pull or stretch anymore. So I just was like, did what the dough would allow me to do, and then I let it rest. But just going to pull up a little bit and turn the bowl. Lord, I still got my mama brain. I'm going on half a cup of coffee. Still got to make a run to the grocery store, and it's almost 8 o'clock my time. But hey, they got a sale on them big old rib roasts down there at Fry's. My husband used to work there. He went from stocking the shelves at nighttime to being the supervisor of the pickup department. So we love us some fries and our coupons. So we got a little coupon. But as you can see, the dough's starting to get a little more harder to pull as I'm doing it there. And here I got just a little bit. I could still feel that part wanted to still stretch a little for me. So that's what I did there. And then I think we let this double in size on the counter. And then after it doubled in size, we put it in the refrigerator overnight. And this is the next morning where I'm taking it out. And the dough was actually, it has a lot of butter, and eggs. It was, it had like that little kind of, I don't know how you describe that on top, the kind of ripply thing that brioche does on the top. And so I was just taking it all out there. It took a minute to kind of scrape it all out. It was pretty hard and thick with all that butter, honey. So here I'm just going to flatten it out, and then I'm going to divide it. Now, the recipe says how many ounces you're supposed to do, but at this point, my kids were hungry. We had other stuff we had to do, so I just kind of divided it up, eyeballed it, and that's why you measure, people. One of my little pads you'll see here, kind of roll it up like a cinnamon roll. One of my little rolls turned out to be a little smaller than the other, but that's okay. It all turned out delicious in the end anyway. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think with sourdough, unless you're really wanting to learn and really, I don't want to say perfect it because there's only one thing perfect and that's Jesus. But, if you really want to learn a lot, and you want to have a business on it, then yeah, by all means. But I ain't here, to have a business. I'm just trying to feed my family some good food. So I kind of sped it up for you because it's kind of redundant here. Just do it over and over again. But we're just going to roll it up, kind of like you do cinnamon rolls. And I did kind of pinch the ends a little bit to kind of seal it up, kind of like how you would like a loaf. And I did notice right here, how you lay it in there matters. So you want to do it where the spirals are facing the outside and not the inside, if that makes sense. The spirals should be facing the sides of the bread pan, not each other. As you can see right there, those two middle ones are the ones that actually pulled apart in the end. And those two on the end, like the two bigger ones on the end, I guess I turned them a different way in the pan. And they had, when I tried to pull it, doing a little egg wash here before we throw it in the oven, that's when you allowed it again to double in size on the countertop after you rolled them. And it's so gorgeous when it comes out. It smells delicious. But you can see those two middle pieces, those actually pulled apart like brioche. But those two end pieces, I guess I turned them the wrong way or something. It came out more spirally, but you'll see here, it still turned out really good. It still turned out where the little layers on the inside were delicious.